Welcome to the third and final day of a captivating Rally d'Espagne 2011. After a day one dust-up caused havoc for two of this year's title contenders, this mixed surface rally provoked mixed emotions as it moved onto the Catalan tarmac. As first man into the stages, Sebastian Loeb expected to struggle as he swept away the loose gravel to create a line of better grip for his rivals. The whole field were taken by surprise when Loeb's dust trail hung in the air, creating mayhem behind. His two championship rivals couldn't see and couldn't cope. Loeb seized the initiative. Our featured driver Danny Sordo was devastated as his hopes of a first WRC win also disappeared in the Catalan dust. Jari-Matti Latvala has true grit and continued his impressive late season form, taking the fight to Loeb. On a charge, he snatched the lead in the early afternoon. Loeb dropped time, road sweeping, and teammate Ogier clawed his way back into contention, only to slip back down the ladder with this costly puncture. The final stage was run in total darkness. The devastating dust returned. Latvala lost his lead and some, first spinning off the road, then suffering a puncture hitting rocks later in the stage. At the end of the day, Loeb led by over 30 seconds. As the Catalan sun rose on day two, Loeb's rivals knew they had an almighty task to stay in touch with the most successful tarmac driver of all time. Sebastian Ogier's title challenge went up in smoke after another puncture. Joint championship leader Mikko Hirvonen was distraught as he just couldn't match the pace of Loeb or Latvala. As Hirvonen floundered, our featured driver Danny Sordo chased him down. The performance of the day was again from Latvala. He seems to have found the key to unlock the mystery of tarmac driving, keeping Loeb within reach all day. This was the best he has ever driven on sealed surface, but the Frenchman was still in total control. He leads at the start of this final day. Day three starts in the darkness. As dawn breaks, we will bring you the best of the action from the final tarmac day of the season. Day three also means the power stage, where championship points are up for grabs. At the business end of the title race, every single point is vital. Today's finale will be critical. Our featured driver Danny Sordo will still hope to challenge Hirvonen's third spot. His loyal local fans will cheer him all the way.
In the final day, I will try to push him really hard and to try to keep some time to Mikko, if it's possible, to fight him for the podium.
Can you reel Mikko in? Because it'd be great to see you on the podium this evening.
Yeah, of course, it will be really nice if I can be in the podium, but I will try, but it will be difficult.
So Sebastian Loeb leads the pack away ahead of Jari-Matti Latvala, just 27.6 seconds separating the two. Over a minute further down comes Mikko Hirvonen, keeping Danny Sordo at bay with Ogier in fifth. Crucially, if things stay as they are, Citroën will wrap up the manufacturer's title today. A good weekend for Chris Meek in the Mini. He goes sixth, followed by Norway's Mads Osberg and Henning Solberg, with Evgeny Novikov, Matthew Wilson and Dennis Kuipers rounding out the top 11. Here's what we have in store on this final day. 6 stages, totaling 103 competitive kilometres. And of course, we have the power stage to end this RACC Rally d'Espagne that falls on the 4.32 kilometres of Col della Teixeira. So, the third and final day of Rally d'Espagne. This first stage run in complete darkness this morning. And the darkness clearly not fazing this man. Sebastian Loeb already into the stage and in complete control. The corners come up so much quicker in the dark, so Seb not taking any risks this morning. Remember, Citroën can wrap up the manufacturer's title today, and Sebastian once again doing his bit for the team. On board with Jari-Matti Latvala now. Oh, and a big moment there. Jari having to go for the handbrake. Then there's another one. Jari desperately trying to pressure Loeb into a mistake. He's on it this morning. Any doubts about this man's ability to drive on tarmac have been quashed this weekend.
After the narrow road, we came back to the wide road, and I really didn't realize how quickly the corner was turning, and I thought that I'm gonna overshoot, so I pulled the handbrake and we went massive sideways. So it was not as big moment as I thought, but I lost the speed completely, so that's where I lost time.
Here comes Loeb's championship challenger, but it hasn't been the weekend that Mikko Hirvonen would have hoped for. Unable to match the pace of Loeb and Latvala on the tarmac, he remains in a safe third. But the question is, will Jari-Matti allow Mikko to move up to second later on today? Dani Sordo knows this stage better than anyone else. This is his chance to close the gap on Mikko ahead of him for third. Amazingly though, Danny's actually 3.5 seconds slower. Norway's Mads Osberg into the stage. Just take a look at those brake discs glowing bright red. Those are well and truly cooked. Mads will have struggled through the stage with nearly no stopping power at all. On board with Ken Block, and he's learned so much this year, but driving in the darkness is a whole new experience. And he's got off the road. Well, some would say in these dark conditions that was inevitable, and his rally is over. As the sun comes up, Sebastian Loeb has already entered the stage and still has his light pods on the front of his DS3, the Citroen driver taking no risks with the light this morning. Here's the surprise though, after struggling on the tarmac all weekend, Mikko Hirvonen has dialed himself into that Ford Fiesta. No dramas at all in that car. Finally, he's found his pace on the black stuff. And that will give him some much needed confidence going into this afternoon's power stage. Mikko needs to be on it as well, because Dani Sordo hasn't given up the fight for that third place. The Mini driver said yesterday he would love to reward his loyal fans with a podium. But he's on and off the power through this section. Big slide there. Something's not right on that Mini. Well, there it is, a rear right puncture. That's disaster for Danny. He'll remain safe in fourth, but he won't catch Mikko ahead of him. Teammate Chris Meek can be happy with his day's work so far. This is the first time he's been here in a WRC car. So for him and co-driver Paul Nagel, this is a learning experience, and it's a great job so far for the Mini pair in 6th place. So Sebastian Loeb extends his lead to 31.1 seconds over Latvala, but having started the day chasing Hirvonen, Dani Sordo is now in danger of losing his 4th place to Sebastian Ogier. This one is far from over. Join us after the break. We have controversy, heartbreak and last-minute drama in the power stage. Don't go away. Welcome back to this epic and final day here at Rally d'Espagne. 2 stages remain before the big finale, the power stage. Our featured driver, Dani Sordo, giving his home fans something to cheer about. Crucially, however, expecting rain that hasn't arrived, he and Chris Meek have opted for soft tyres on their Minis this afternoon, and both are hemorrhaging time in these dry conditions. Watch the clock. 23 seconds slower than Ogier, and surely the decision to take soft tyres was all wrong.
We know before with the soft tyres the car is much more slower, so it's difficult, but we decide this in the service, all team, so maybe the next one we will be rain, but if not, we didn't have any luck.
Into the following stage, and not on the soft tyre, is Sebastian Ogier, and that 4th place of Sordo's is well and truly in his sights now.
50 meters.
Matthew Wilson is also in his own battle for 10th place with Dennis Kuipers.
And max left 5+.
Matt having to push hard through this twisty section of tarmac, but he's clipped the Armco. He'll be lucky to get away with that one.
find somewhere to pull over. On the right there, maybe. On the right.
Co-driver Scott Martin telling him to pull over, and that signals the end of Matthew's rally. Back with Sebastian Ogier in hot pursuit of the soft tyre shod mini of Dani Sordo. But something's wrong. He's slowing down. Drama at the last minute here in Spain. The DS3 certainly doesn't sound right. Complete silence. That Citroën engine has let go, and that is very terminal. Ogier is out. Well, there is the evidence of engine failure, and as that oil flows away, so too does Ogier's championship hopes.
The engine broke on a straight line. We didn't have any alarms or anything, so just an engine broken.
Obviously, it's been a difficult weekend. 2 punctures for you. Championship over.
Yeah, sometimes when he doesn't want, he doesn't want. It was not our time this rally, not our time this year. So we'll come back stronger next year.
Big shake-up in the leaderboard. Latvala has taken a time penalty to drop behind Hirvonen down to 3rd, helping Mikko's championship cause. Ogier's retirement means Chris Meek is up to 5th, and despite the Frenchman's no score, as things stand, Citroën will retain the manufacturer's title. So, the power stage, 4.32 kilometres of winding Spanish mountain roads makes up the Col de la Teixeta stage. Extra championship points are on offer for the top 3 fastest through, as we cross to Paul King and Julian Porter in the commentary box.
And here is Chris Meek. It's the first time we've seen him in a power stage. He's on those soft tyres, and with the rain falling, it could be a terrific decision.
Obviously, as well, we're talking first time we've seen Chris in a power stage. I think I'm correct in saying this could be Chris's first points.
Yep, it will be, yeah. Chris's first ever WRC points on offer. And, well, with Ogier going out as well,
nice drift.
It should be 8.1 seconds. I tell you what, that soft tyre choice doesn't look like much of a gamble anymore.
Listen to Paul Nagel as he powers Chris up the hill here.
Into right 100, line to right for don't cut for 6. Keep in, open.
The thing is, as well, with both of these mini guys with the soft tyre.
A lot wider there, but because he's carrying so much more speed to what we've seen anyone else in this stage.
But the thing is, here as well, this could affect the championship because. Yeah, it's gonna make Mikko Hirvonen's challenge to get into the points that much more difficult.
Well, I think Mikko's challenge of getting in the points potentially is a non-starter anyway. There's too much to lose by pushing to try and get 1 or 2 more points.
Certainly in these conditions. Mads Osberg's the time to beat 2:57.2. Chris Meek.
I think what they
nice slide around the roundabout. Let's have a look. Let's see what he can do. He should be a lot quicker here.
45.7.
2:45.7.
Sordo again, like Meek, is really on it. He's slower than Meek. He's 0.4 slower than Meek.
It was a terrific
That'll
run.
upset the locals.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was a terrific run from the Northern Irishman. That he stood there watching his teammate at the stop control alongside co-driver Paul Nagel. Terrific to see Chris in the power stage for the first time in 2011. He's also going to score, as we said, his first WRC points.
We've scored those now.
Yeah, well, let's just see what Sordo can do through the final couple of kilometres now. Listen to Carlos Del Barrio. Danny does have terrific form in his home event. He's finished 2nd here on 4 occasions, but what an impact.
The locals are getting ready.
Yeah, here come the fans. Let's listen to the roar.
I don't think it's
around about
enough. It's going to have to be a big push in the second half of the stage. Let's see.
2:45.7, the time to beat. It's going to be close. Oh, 2/10 of a second. Look at Chris Meek's reaction.
That's a big thing for Chris Meek.